welcome to the Falcon's Cry podcast channel, the podcast created for current and potential students of Daytona State College. I am your host, Kirby, and as an actively engaged student with a 3.9 GPA, I am here to unveil your path to success. Join us as we explore the Falcon's Cry. Hi, and welcome to the Falcon's Cry podcast channel. For our audience, could you please briefly introduce yourself and your role at Daytona State College?
Yes, my name is Anthony Chapman. I am the Senior Staff Assistant in working in Veteran Services.
Welcome. It's wonderful to have you, Mr. Anthony. So, Anthony, I was just wondering, why was the Veteran Service Office established?
Well, the Veteran Service Office was established to have veterans, have a place to come to get along with each other, to talk to each other. We talk about old war stories, things of that nature, and we also established it to get the veterans' benefits going, and let the veterans understand a better understanding of their educational benefits and any other resources that we might be able to help them with.
That's wonderful. I love that support. What are the veteran services used for?
Well, we also have a veteran lounge there where I encourage veterans when they do check in with us to come in the lounge and just relax. They could come there to study. They could come there to talk among each other. We also in that lounge, we started a food pantry. We have snacks and foods for veterans. They come if veterans need anything, they could come and get it. They could take it home or they could eat it in the lounge. And then we also have a computer lab there that we let our veterans use. We come if they need to print out something or they need to study or something like that. That's available for them too.
Wow, that actually reminds me of another department I interviewed in the past, the Falcon Hope Center, formerly the Center for Women and Men.
Right.
So that sounds like a Falcon Hope Center for veterans, what you're saying.
Yes, pretty much.
How many services are offered at Veteran Services, and what are they?
Just like I said, the Veteran Services, our lounge, our computer lab, other services is dealing with the paperwork that the veterans have to do to get their benefits on a monthly basis. And just other little resources that we do. We provide, we help veterans get their books and things of that nature. We also have in that food pantry, we have a little shelf there also that we have some books there that veterans might use. Other veterans use, they might donate their books. So the other veterans need to take the classes that they've taken, they can have the books. They don't have to spend money on books or anything like that. So that's another thing that we have for our veterans there.
That makes a lot of sense. I know that since I'm in my second year of college that I have an accumulation of books. It would be really nice if I could use them to help somebody else. So I think that's a good thing that y'all are doing.
Yes.
Are there counseling services for veterans that may suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder?
There is. A lot of veterans like to go to the VA clinics. We have a VA clinic here locally in Daytona, and we have counselors at the Vet Center here on Mason Avenue, and then there's another vet center that's at the Volusia County of Health. There's a veteran thing there. But then we do have counselors here at Daytona State that does counseling for any students, veterans or non-veterans. And so they're welcome to go there. But I think most of the time, I think some of the veterans are more comfortable going to the vet centers instead of here. I think they're just more comfortable being around more vets.
Okay, well, it's wonderful to know that we have that kind of support here for our veterans and our people who serve the country. What types of VA benefits are there? Can you please tell me a little bit about each?
Yes, we have, most of our veterans that come here, they're using the post 9/11, which is called Chapter 33. This one is the most common one that a lot of vets use. Any veteran that was enlisted like after September the 10th, 2001, is eligible for that benefit as long as they served at least 90 days active duty on that. That, like I said, is one of the most common ones because I think most of the veterans love it because it pays the most. Housing allowance and other book stipends and other stipends that they might get. So that's one of our most common ones. Then we also have the Chapter 30, which is the Montgomery Gi Bill. That's more of an older one, and that's for people that came in like kind of after 85, 1985. And that one, the veteran has a choice to take either the Chapter 30 or the Chapter 33, but whichever one they choose, they're going to relinquish the other one. So, but a lot of people choose 33 post 9/11 because it said it pays more. We also have the Chapter 31, which used to be called Vocational Rehab and Employment, but now they changed the name. Now it's called Veterans Readiness and Employment. A lot of veterans use that after they exhausted their post 9/11. Some of them use it for that reason. Then there's some that's using it because of different type of jobs that they might want to get. And the vocal rehab, they have their own counselors like down in Orlando, and they kind of do their own thing down there as far as that one goes. But that's another good one. They get stipend off of that too, so a lot of them choose that too to get a stipend. In this time and day, a lot of veterans, they need to get those stipends because, some veterans live off of those stipends alone if they don't have a job. But that Chapter 31, the Veteran Readiness and Employment, for a veteran that is like, homeless or doesn't have a job or has a disability that might be affecting him from getting a job, that's usually the one that they'll go for because those counselors down there will help them, get into school and everything. They give them everything they need. They give them a computer, they give them a printer, they'll supply their printer ink and all that kind of stuff like that. And then they will help them, after they get in there, they will help them actually get a job, and that nature. So that's a pretty good one. And then the other one that we rarely run into, we run into every now and then, is Chapter 1606. And that one is for the reserve people. That one is ran a little different. They would usually have to go through their reserve unit to get the paperwork going, but we do process some of the paperwork for them. But that's kind of, since I've been here, I ran into a couple of reservists, but that's not like a common one, but it is one that exists. The only thing about that one, it doesn't pay as much as the other ones do. But the reserves get their reserve money anyway, so it works out pretty good.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are training rates and how do they work?
Okay, so the training rates go, and this is one of the things that the veterans, they pay close attention to, right? Because they know that training rates go if you have 12 credits or more, that's considered full time, right? So when you're full time, you get the full 100% of the BAH, is what we call the basic allowance for housing. So most veterans try to keep at 12 credits so they can get the full amount that's in the area, because every area has a different price, a different price that they do. And then usually we go from I think it's around 9 to 11 credits is like 75%. So that's really we could say around 3 classes, something like that. And then if you have around 2 classes, you get 50%. And then under that, you have to get more than 2 classes, put it that way, in order to get paid, put it that way.
Right, right.
So, and that's what they're training about. Now, what I do know is, one thing I do know is veterans pay attention to that a lot because they know where they need to be to get that 100%. So they'll be like, okay, I need 12 credits for the semester, right, to get my whole BAH. And I was like, yes. And then in the summer it changes too because the summer has a different rate. In the summertime, to give you a full-time student for BAH purposes, you have to have 4 credits or more for the summer periods. And so they know that too. And then there's a lot that don't. So I kind of when they're signing up for classes and they're doing their paperwork and I see somebody might have 9 credits or something, I'd be like, do you want to sign up for 9 or do you want the full thing? And he was like, oh, can I get another class? Yeah, you can get another class. And then so you can get your full rate, because I know that's what they want to do. They want to get the full rate. I would anyway.
Right, right. Do you feel that anybody tends to bite off more than they can chew just trying to get that rate?
Yes, they do. And that's another thing too. Sometimes they might take on more than they can chew. They might say, oh, I'm just trying to get my 100%. But then my thing is, can you handle it? You just don't want to, if you haven't been to school in a while, you just don't want to jump in there and grab 4 classes when you're really not mentally ready to do it. I understand that you want to get the full benefit, but you don't want to set yourself up for failure.
On the Daytona State College webpage about veteran services, it says the office is for student veterans and eligible dependents.
Yes.
What classifies someone as an eligible dependent?
Well, eligible dependent, immediately the eligible dependents are the spouses and the children. So anybody they're taking care of more than 50%, they consider dependent, and automatically the children and the spouses are dependents.
Well, that's good to know. What is the Veterans Student Handbook and what is it used for?
The student handbook is just a little pamphlet we give out to the students when they check in, just to give them a little overall little information about the different types of chapters or benefits that they get. It also provides the numbers or VA numbers. It also provides the numbers to the different campuses we have around here, because we have a vet center in all our campuses that we have at Daytona State. It gives them a little information on that and just a little basic information about the school itself.
Wonderful, good to know. And last but not least, if you had the opportunity to attract student veterans by releasing a promotional statement about veteran services, what would that promotional statement be?
I would say to the veterans, this is the place you could call home.
That's beautiful. Well, once again, Mr. Chapman, I want to thank you for being a guest on the Falcons Cry podcast channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you to my audience for joining us today on the Falcons Cry podcast, where we explored yet another resource here at Daytona State College. We spoke with Senior Staff Assistant Anthony Chapman and discovered how student veterans can utilize veteran services. To my current and future fellow Falcons, you belong here at Daytona State College. For more information on becoming a Daytona State Falcon, email admissions@daytonastate.edu. We hope you join us next time on the Falcons Cry.